So there's a point in every business where you realize it's not just about doing more. It's about doing it smarter. There's late nights, the constant grind and chase for visibility hits different when systems are working against you. Today's guest has built a career helping people reach that exact turning point. Heather Havenwood, for over 20 years, has had Haven Media, a marketing company that doesn't just understand marketing. She really engineers it. She's helped countless entrepreneurs, real estate professionals, and other brand builders learn how to package their message, automate the process, and scale. We met at a networking event, and within minutes, I knew this woman definitely walks the walk. She doesn't just talk the talk. And so today we're going to unpack a little bit of her knowledge and the mindset she uses behind the mastering of marketing. So, Heather, thank you so much for joining me today.
So excited. And just for the context of the audience, I met you at the networking event and you didn't know what the hell you're doing your PowerPoint. I took over. I'm like, girl, let me just.
Technology was working against me. Okay. It was working. I was ready for it. All right.
I know.
It worked again.
But I became your assistant that day.
That's right. It worked out
your
beautifully.
PowerPoint assistant. I got you. You got to focus on the audience. It was great. It was a match made in heaven. So it's all
for sure. Well, thank you for joining me. And for all of our listeners out there, my name's Dena Glassco. I want the discussion of money, financial literacy, and the creation of generational wealth to be less taboo. My hope is to help people break down the barrier walls they use as a defense mechanism when asked to talk about their finances. And for people to understand that they don't need millions or even thousands to begin making their way to financial freedom, as well as offer some insight and opportunities that are out there to take action to find their version of success and path to wealth. Because there's not one way to success. We simply have to find your way to success. They say it takes a village to raise a child, so why go solo with your finances? So that's what we're all about. And today we're going to dive in deeper and hopefully give our listeners some gems. So again, Heather, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time.
Absolutely. This will be fun.
All right. So if you would, give the listeners just a little bit of your elevator story, like how you got into marketing and media and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I started 5,000 years ago, really. I made my first dollar online in 1999. That was a long time ago. Believe it or not, I got my master's degree in online marketing like 2010. It was my master's degree, first one at the whole country. Weirdly enough, again, I was on the cutting edge of everything new. But I really started 2001 through 2008, traveling the country, doing what they call information marketing seminars. Like, what is that? So I was the one on the infomercials, like, do you want to control your life? Come to our seminar tomorrow at the hotel at 1:00, and I'd be there. And my job was basically 90 minutes is to gain trust, communication, and sell people and basically extract $3,000 out of you in like 90 minutes. Like, that was my job. And I really learned quickly the power of copywriting, sales, conversion, trust, creation of that. And so when things went online quickly in 2007, 8, 9, which is actually the turning point where YouTube and Facebook came online, was 2007. I really jumped on that bandwagon pretty fast and then started creating businesses from there. So since then, I've created multiple businesses. 2 of those have gone from $0 to $1 million in less than 12 months. So times 2, I've done that. And multiple other businesses. And then when working with clients and helping them scale, lots of times I come in at the very beginning, or I come in at 10 million, 20 million, just help them add a couple zeros and things like that. And just really helping them increase sales, that piece of like leads and conversion, no matter if it's offline, online, that's like my sweet spot. So
Beautiful.
Been doing that a long time, and things have changed, in this 2025, a ton has changed in the industry. Not all bad, not all good, just change. So love to talk about it. That's where we want to go.
Yeah. That's, I always feel like I'm behind the times. Like, I always feel like I'm coming in at the end of everything. How do you continuously try to stay at the forefront?
A lot of education. Yeah. I am an early adopter, so I consume things fast. I was already AI certified by the end of 2024. I'd gone through not one, but two certifications by that point. I'd already been using, ChatGPT before it was ChatGPT, so I just am that kind of person. I legit am just like that kind of person. I've always been an early adopter of everything and I just consume really fast.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that this year has been an overwhelm of change,
So
and yeah, like I look back in 2000, let's say seven, like that's that demarked time. 2007 is a very unique time because again, YouTube and Facebook came into our world. If you look
Mhm.
back from 2007 to even 2017, so 10-year period. I mean, by the time of 2017, buying online was like no big deal. But 2007, social media, like, no, 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 no. And then I literally, you can check it. My Facebook account started in 2007. I was like, oh, I gotta get my name. I literally have //Heather of Facebook. So I think that I'm just that person of early adopter and find out how to do it. But my thing is always looking at the tool is fine, but how do you make money from the tool? And AI is a tool. We can go down that road, but in the world of things, it's just a tool. It's like a cell phone. You can have a cell phone just to make a phone call and text, or you can actually build a multi-million-dollar business on a cell phone. It's just a
right.
tool. It's how you look at it. So entrepreneurship to me is like finding out what the right tools are, changing with the times, but also figuring out how am I going to make money from this tool in my business. So
Hmm. I mean, being in this industry long enough at this point, what do you think is the biggest change over the last 20 years? I mean, is it the cell phone? Is it just now AI? Is it like, what do you think is really?
well, I think most people probably think that I'd say AI. I don't think it it is. I think the biggest shift is um it's the customer journey and how people are buying. We are in what I call a trust recession. And so a trust recession means there's so much coming at us that before we purchase, it used to be we would have, I think the number was like, I don't know, 1,000 or different things coming at us in one day. I think if someone did the data now, it's probably times three. So if we're having so much data come at us, what happens is it's hard for us to make the decision because we're human beings and our brain is only capacity. So the more choices we have, the more confusion we have, the less we buy
Right.
or the longer it takes for us to buy, right?
Hmm.
So if you think about the old days of driving a car with a billboard, how many times did you have to see the billboard to make a purchase? Think about that. Now we're having a billboard every 30 seconds on our phone.
Yeah.
Okay, like shit, how many billboards we got? So
Right.
when you look at what's really changed is the customer journey from seeing something to purchase.
Hmm.
That's the big thing that's changed. And AI's just sped that up. So we are definitely in what I call a trust recession. And so how businesses, even like yours, a mortgage business, that trust factor went from here to triple,
Yeah. Right.
right? So it's like almost like people, the one thing that has not changed, and I don't think it will change, maybe it's shifted a little bit, is that why people buy hasn't changed. They buy from trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And I,
they're,
I haven't
yeah,
heard that term trust recession before, but it's 100% true. I mean,
yeah,
l- in you saying every 30 seconds, I'd say on probably every 5 seconds because they say it takes 5 seconds before somebody's like swipe or
yeah.
move on, right? But from speaking from my own experience, it is becoming more and more hard, and I feel like I'm probably not alone in saying this in that analysis paralysis because there's so much. And now factoring in AI, there's also that like, do I trust this? Is this even real? So you adding that into the mix now too. So but
Just to step on one thing, like, or say one thing, it's the
yeah.
analysis paralysis. What's happening? It's actually how our brain, humans haven't changed that much in thousands of years. Okay, we just haven't changed. Technologies have changed around us. Our brains haven't changed, so we get full. We get
Yeah.
full too fast, and when our brains get full, we can't make decisions. We literally cannot. We just kind of go into stop mode. So it looks like we're all in paralysis, but it's really that our brain is shutting down. There's too many things coming in for our brain to be able to go through the process of decision making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm really gonna dig in on trust recession. I like that a lot. When we talk about trust recession, I definitely see, and you said already,
Yeah.
the way that people are buying is still based on trust. And the the lesson that I'm definitely learning and working through my own personal insecurities and things is
Normal.
finding my authentic self and being
Yeah.
able to present that to clients, consumers, and really create a show people that I am an authority, that I do have the expertise to really help them accomplish what they want to.
Yeah.
When we talk about that, creating that authentic brand,
Yeah. Yeah.
what do you think is something that, or what do you define as really brand authenticity?
It's a great question. I'm so glad you asked this. And it's changed a lot. So it used to be, I'll say some terms that you're probably heard 1,000 times, like be the authority, be the expert, stuff like that. I think now it's changed. With AI, it's shifted. I think now it's leader and community leader. Here's why, is because quote unquote expertise before AI, we really did go to people and go, okay, you've studied this thing, this subject for 10,000 hours. You know what I mean? Technically, you're now quote unquote an expert. We all now have ChatGPT and there's expertise in that. So then why are we going to go with you or you or you, whoever on anything? Right? It's now about leadership and about trusting that this person you are going to actually fulfill and maybe follow through on or be our teammate or be our partner on the thing. So just to go one step further, that's why I'm really big for 2025 for myself and my clients. I'm building community because people are now investing into community. They're raising their hand saying, I'm now interested in this thing. I want to be around a community of other people in the thing. So let's just take
Right.
investing because you and I have
Hmm.
talked about this before. It's like, women specifically. Up until now, I mean, I spent 15 years in the real estate investing market and it was very masculine. It's still masculine.
Right.
And the reason why it's masculine is because men get together in communities, sit there and just talk all day about freaking real estate investing. And women are like it's like, I mean, I've been in those rooms and it's intimidating, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, like being inside of a community where you have a bunch of women getting together, right? Talking over coffee about real estate investing, like how cool would that be? So, women want to raise their hand and go, I'm around people that I can trust, or they look like me, they sound like me, and then we're all interested in this thing together. And
Hmm.
that's happening on everything. Health, there's a group I know that is women over 50, and it's all women talking about the stuff that happens over 50. And they're all women. They're like, yeah, me too. What the hell? And we're in community of quote unquote our problems, but we're all looking for solutions together. So, and whoever the leader is who's putting that together and kind of holding space, as I call it, because it's a very female thing in community, like they're winning. That's the new win. It's not the top down structure of like, I'm the authority. Like that shit's gone. Like, it's very gone. And the people that are staying in that space of like, I'm the authority, I know, versus I have experience. Yes, I know. And I know you have a choice. And let me create a community of other people learning from other people. And then when you're ready to make that trigger or make that decision, then I'm here for you. It's a very different way to come at the market. And the people that come at that market come from that perspective are going to win. So I'll give you an example outside of just me. There's a guy named Alex Hermosi. He's kind of what I would call the king at the moment. Definitely the king at the moment in the information marketing industry, the marketing world. He just did an event, did a live event. It was a live virtual event. Okay. And he, at the event, it was launched as a book launch. And so I got on the live event. It was free. I was watching on YouTube with thousands of the people. It was on a Saturday. It started at noon. I mean, like I thought, okay, I'm gonna be like doing errands in the background while this thing goes on for an hour or two. 9 hours later, where I'm like, oh my God, 9 hours later,
Right.
he was live. It was live. He did. $150 million in sales
Mm,
without AI.
mm,
Okay. So people buy from people.
mhm,
People don't buy from AI. Now, did he probably use AI in some of the email marketing or probably? But like
mm,
we bought him. We bought, it was a $6,000 program. We bought him. I say we, me, my sister bought it, but like we bought into him. He gave
mm.
to us 9 hours of content and,
Right.
community and connection and storytelling. And then people are like, oh, hey, this guy is great. So like that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but it wasn't like a top down structure. I'm going to pour this, hard sell. He was sharing his expertise. He was sharing stories. He was answering questions. That's community leadership.
Yeah.
And now we're in community. Do
Mhm.
you see the difference? So, like,
Sure.
we as human beings haven't changed that much. That's why we can pick up this thing called the Bible, read a story in the Bible, like it or not, disagree with it or not, but you can understand it, right?
Right.
Because like we as human beings haven't changed that much from those times where what happened in those times? Jesus, let's say, sold in community. Like we're
Th-
still selling in community. So it's really interesting how even though AI has accelerated things at such a fast rate, we humans, we haven't really accelerated.
Yeah.
So
It's such a good insight. I really like that because, I mean, that's basically what I'm preaching, right? Like I it takes a village. Like surround yourself with the people that are going to not just be those folks that are going to uplift you and share that same mindset, but you can trade ideas from and you
but
could
you being the leader of the village, like, oh, by the way, I've created the village. Come into my village. And even if you're not ready, like come into the village and learn and learn what other people are doing, be in the conversation. I mean,
Yeah, right.
just taking money to example, like I said, I was in the real estate investing world for a long time, and I would sit in rooms of all men and I wouldn't say a word. First of all, they wouldn't talk to me because I'm like 30, white chick, like they're not talking to me. But I was in a conversation around money.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like that was a huge deal. And that's just rare. It's
Right.
rare to just sit in a conversation around money and investing and buying and selling and flipping. So I bought and sold and flipped houses because the conversation around me was like that. And then
Mhm.
I had a problem, I'd ask it. So it's like the people that win now, no matter if you're a lawyer or if you're whatever your business is, local or national, it's the people that create the village.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Isn't it funny that those obviously I'm in a business that's a type A type of business and real estate in general, like you said,
Yeah.
heavily male dominated type of field, whether it's in the lending or sales. Women in sales are definitely starting to tip the scales, but um, isn't it funny the types of conversations that people are open to having? I feel that men are way more open to start discussions on money right up
Yeah.
front. They love it. They want to know how to get it, get more of it, all of it. And women tend to have more discussion on strategies of like opportunities that they can have. I feel that there's like this very this dynamic between men and women on how discussions go. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy seeing it come together and start having discussions like on the same level on both sides, that men start having more intuitive discussions on processes and
Good luck with
and
that.
fellowship and things like that and coming together. And I am seeing that actually.
I
There is a guy that you met in our NPI group actually.
Yeah.
His name is Daniel, and
Yeah.
he is starting a group actually for men to come together to have fellowship and have those discussions as well, that are similar to how we, lead
How do we
discussion.
do it? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that one of the I think it's just the paradigm shifting. It just hasn't flipped 100% yet.
Hmm.
It's definitely shifting. Women are getting more real estate investing and they're getting into conversations around money more and more and more. I
Hmm.
think that just it's it's just the last thousands of years, it's just a commonplace. I mean, I keep thinking about it. It was just in the 70s that women were allowed to buy a house without a man.
Exactly.
It's not that far. It wasn't very long ago. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's a paradigm conversation that we have to be the leaders on. And it's creating the villages and creating the community to allow people to have that conversation. Because I think we still learn from other people. You have other people that are talking about, oh, here's what happened, here's what I did. And then people go, oh, can I ask you a question? Like, oh, that's interesting. Like, well, how can I help you? Like, it's that community. And for so long, even in the last 10 years, it's still been that top-down structure. Like there's these, and now it's all about community and learning together. And so going back to like the AI conversation, yes, AI sped things up. I now do all kinds of AI agents. I own a software that's all, as you know, workflows and AI communication, AI knowledge bases, and we build out AI workflow, blah, blah, blah. But no matter how good the AI has gotten, and it's gotten really good, really fast, humans still buy from humans. There has to be some element. And the reason that is there's a trust, and that's the trust recession.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of talk right now around sales and AI, and I believe in that. But there's somewhere along the way, it has to have a book a call. There has to have a conversation with a company. There has to be like, do I trust you? Yeah, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to give money that, there's a trust factor to somebody or my information so that you can get me a mortgage loan, there has to be some kind of trust in that conversation. So
for sure. Diving into scaling and doing these things with not just the AI and automations, but creating, I know that that's really taking over a lot and helping people, not simply scale their own business, but scale themselves as an individual, like what they're able to accomplish, right? So, I am a novice with my CRM Go High Level, and it's every day I'm blown away about what's possible out there. And not everybody obviously uses Go High Level. What would be a little nugget idea concept that a entrepreneur could implement that would really start helping them gain ground where they might not have had it?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me get some context. So in the 20 years I've been an online marketer, there's been all kinds of different, we call them CRMs, where there was Infusionsoft, there was Keep, there was ClickFunnels. Now you have like Salesforce and HubSpot. Those are really geared towards enterprise level. And 5 years ago, something came on called Go High Level. And I dove in, and I'd been mastering out at high level. And now I have my own white label. And then I help clients like yourself build out things inside of it. So it's all about systems and structures inside of that. So Go High Level really is on the cutting edge. And this year they just got named as the top marketing software in the country. So yay. So it's really a system, because we're only as good as the systems that support us. So if the systems don't really work, then you're not scaling yourself. You're not duplicating yourself. And that's the power right now of having a really good CRM and structures behind it. So as lead comes in, there's sifting and sorting through the process. There's follow-up and communication. So that keeps people in that workflow, that nurturing sequence, what overcomes that trust recession. And then a key piece of that, of course, is social media and content management, which Go High Level does. So if I said like baseline, right? What's the baseline? First, you definitely want to get into a CRM like Go High Level. Like mine's bosshub.ai. That's just a white label of Go High Level. The baseline is having a website nowadays is like one page website. You don't need a lot. It's just a place to convert people leads into potentials or to book a calendar. Like that's all it's really for. It's behind the scenes. So the first thing is like a baseline, just who are we, what we do kind of thing, and then move into a book a call. Or book some kind of conversation to move people into that next trust factor. That's the first thing. And the second thing is really building out your social media, because what people don't understand about social media, even though we still call it social media, it's really not social media. It's a bad term. It's communication. on steroids. So going back to that guy, Alex Hormozy, he broke down what it took for him to get to that point, 150 million. And the one thing he said, there's videos out there about it, that really caught my attention, that his company did 35,000 pieces of content.
In like in a year, in a like just for that event.
Just for that event.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's got time for 35? I mean, like the amount of
that's extreme. Now he did 150 million, but he did say there's a video that he just did that I loved it. I've watched it 3 times. It's like makes so much sense because there's a trust recession. I'll go down deep on this for a second. So because there's a trust recession, okay, and we as human beings don't build trust in 15 to 30 seconds, which is like a reel, right? A short or a reel. We call it short or reel. Then what you need to be doing is long form. This is long form right now. It's come long form. We as human beings need to have at least a 10 and 20 or 30-minute long form consumption of something or someone before we can say, oh, I want to go deeper. Like I want to book a call with Dena, right. Or, oh, like I like this, or a judgment. I like them. I don't like them. We need to have at least 20 to 30 minutes or more of consumption of that person or expert before we make a decision. Right. So what he was pointing to is that the best type of content right now is long form. And if you can do one piece of long form once a day, that's 365 pieces a day. 365 pieces a year, once a day. That's a lot. But he said, there is a guarantee that you take that and then you move that into shorts. There is a potential guarantee. There's no way you can't make $1 million a year just because of people being able to consume you and the conversion rate.
Right.
So it's really interesting because he talked about like he has clients only have 5,000 followers on, let's say, YouTube, but they have long form content and they're at $1 million already more. To give you one more example of this very young guy, he's barely 25. I love how he was like, I'm older. I was like, that's cute. You know, like, oh, you're 25. You got this. Anyway. So he started doing long form content. The topic, of course, was like marketing AI kind of stuff. And in 3 years, him and his partner, they're focused on just doing long form content on YouTube. I'm talking long form. They do 20, 30, 40 minutes of just like content.
Yeah.
And they have built a community from nothing. Okay. No ads, community, and they're at $400,000 a month.
Want your business to stand out in a noisy world? Start talking. Name and Creative helps you launch and grow your own podcast, blogcast, or sharecast, custom fit to your message, your goals, and your brand. Solo host, group chat, interview style, we've done it all, and we'll guide you every step of the way. Your story is powerful, so let's share it. Visit nameandcreative.com to get started today.
I mean, it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of information to
a lot.
Do that every single day.
A lot. A lot. We as old people, anybody over 40, we think, oh, we don't know a lot of shit.
Hey now.
Right. But you know, that's the thing is like, that's the difference. When I listened to this guy, I think it was Nate, his name is Nate. First of all, he's 25. So my old brain's like, oh, I don't want to listen to it. But you know what? He grew up on? He grew up on a phone in his hand.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't grow up with a phone in my hand.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to him. And I listened to him and I'm like, you know what? Because he grew up with a phone in his hand, him just talking for 20, 30 minutes, sitting on a camera, he doesn't have any things about it. He's just like, yeah, I guess this is what you do. Right. You know what I mean? And he just spews everything, everything he's ever learned. And I think that's the difference between, let's say, our age, anybody over 40, right? That's how I look at it. If you know what a phone is with a dial pad, like then we're talking, right? Or you know what a cassette tape is when you turned it. Okay, so right, those 100%. People we were taught. You don't talk about a subject until you have 10,000 hours.
Yeah, right.
Or you have a master's, or you're an expert. You're not an expert. You were in a Bible. These guys are like, they learn something on YouTube and then they like go talk about it. There's no like, oh, what do you mean I have to get a degree and stuff?
Right. Yeah.
But then what happens is people consume this person, and the fact that they're on camera for 20, 30 minutes about a subject,
Right.
they go purchase into their community.
So
That's the correlation.
let's take a service business.
Yeah.
Okay. A taking it outside of, they're in our age bracket. They have not grown up on social media. They have not, done they might not even have a CRM, which client relationship manager, if people don't know the acronym, right? So if they are trying to say, oh my God, what am I going to do for 20 minutes? And yes, they have the experience and the knowledge now, but I want to hear what your thoughts are on, let's say, you have to have seen it. There's a couple different guys out there that own like grass cutting companies, right?
Yeah.
And they're literally just going to find the house on the street that has the most overgrown grass, and they're just knocking on the door like, I'm going to do this for free. And then they record them doing all the work, and then they just speed it up. And, that's, I'm sure, hours and hours worth of work that they're combining down into a shorter form, obviously, so seeing it reel or something like that. But this is a very...
That's a great...
They're making money, right? I mean, they're like millions of followers for people like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to think that they need 20 minutes or a half hour of them literally talking about topics every single day. I mean, I think that those service businesses showing the befores and afters and showing just what might seem the monotony of their day to day for them going in and tearing down. People love that. They like consume that. And would you agree that that's something would be?
Yeah. And the reason, and those guys in those local communities are getting all kinds of business. So there's, like ones that are here locally, because I went on this rabbit hole for one night. There's a garage cleaning.
Okay.
The befores and afters. You love seeing the before and afters of like that kind of... I love that. But what I don't see a lot of is just putting the camera there and like having like all the stuff that they do and cleaning the garage or closet and like all the crap. They probably have to get somebody's like, were you allowed to show your crap everywhere? But like those are the ones that people love. I mean, the reason why they do well, like those businesses doing those are getting the conversion, they're getting people to actually buy their services, is because it's called showcasing the work. That's all it is. It's just social proof. And so people are like, wow, they did such a great job, and I love this video. What's their name? And let me go hire them. That's easy. But you're what I call a knowledge. Like, how do I get into your brain? Right. So for you or lawyers or CPAs, right? Local CPAs, they need to be on a video talking about their latest case study with their client, Bob, named to protect the innocent kind of thing. Here's what happened with this client, Bob. Here's what happened. Here's how I got through it. Here's the challenge we had. Like, why are they not doing that on a weekly basis? Because then I can go, wow, he took that from that to that, or you had a client come to you, here was the situation, here's what you were able to do, and boom, you got him a house. Like, that's the kind of stuff that's really missing, that overcomes that trust. Because we are in a trust recession, because it's like kind of like we're in a like, show me I can trust you. Not your knowledge. What can you do for me? So if someone's thinking, well, Heather, what the heck do I talk about? This is where you can use AI. So you can go into AI, chat is easy, say who you are, and talk to AI like it's a person. I'm this, I've had 20 years experience in this is what I do. Will you give me 20 topics I can do for a YouTube video, or top 20 questions people ask around this topic that I can't talk about, and it will give you 10, 20, whatever you ask for. Those are your videos for the next 20 weeks, one a week. And that's what you do. And you'd be surprised what
Sure.
Those are the ones. Like, if you're a lawyer, if you're a personal injury attorney. Okay. This, by the way, I'm somebody who went through a 8-year journey of a personal injury case. 8 years. I know more about personal injury than I would like to know. I thought about like converting into a personal injury attorney, because I'm like, you know what? I think I could do better for you guys. I'm like, you guys all suck. Lovingly. I went through 6 different lawyers. It was unbelievable. Not because I wanted to, like all this
Right.
happened. So my point is like, I wish there would been a personal injury, like Q&A, kind of thing. Those are the people that I trust versus like the Morgan and Morgan. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's what we don't trust anymore. We're the Morgan and Morgan for the people. Like, really? I don't know. Are you? So, right. That's how we think now. We just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you? You say you are, but we don't like your hat. Because people now are looking for that one thing that like, oh, we don't like your hat, so therefore we don't trust you. So we were definitely in the show me, and that's what content does. Content overcomes that.
It's really great. Again, it sounds so simple. You know what I mean? But it's almost like overwhelming, but so like basic at the same time that you're wondering, is this even really, this is how you do it?
This is
Uh,
how you do it. This is how you do it.
it's awesome. It's awesome.
Really,
And it's really good for people to hear. So thank you for, continuing to share that.
my favorite, by the way, is the dog. Have you seen the they do the dog grooming for an hour? They like,
Oh yeah, my wife
wow.
eats that stuff up. I mean, she
I
does
eat
dog
that.
grooming.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness,
Yeah.
the dog's so cute.
I know, right? Not just the before and afters, but also that, what is it, ASMR, like that cut that, yeah, like the sounds and everything or when they show the little dog spa days, when they're like, they're giving them little massages. So,
I'm like 3 hours. I'm like, did I just watch dog videos for 3? Yes, you just did that. Why do I feel so relaxed? Like, because spa day. Yeah. But we never knew we'd watch
dog videos for you, right?
dog videos. There's a new one now of and there's it's literally a conglomerate of people who are together all on one channel, and these people literally build houses from scratch in the middle of the woods. And of course the men happen to be smoking hot with their shirt off for like an hour and a half. And I'm like, I'll watch you like, push wood.
Having wood.
I'm not sure what I'm buying here, but I will.
Oh, that's so
I
great.
trust him now. Like, that's the thing. I trust this guy. I don't know his name, but I trust him. But that's the world we're in. And I think that as service providers, anybody the age of 40, basically born in the 70s or 80s or late 90s, like I think that's where you have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Have to build that trust. And I think that lovingly, this is just my personal opinion. I think that people in the real estate industry, and I mean like everyone in that industry, from realtors to mortgage brokers to property appraisals, all of them really suck at this. They do, because they are used to it's just referral, and it's kind of all like a referral, but they need to like wake up, because the 25-year-old that's getting into the business is going to do it, and you're going to get business taken away from a 25-year-old, from a 30-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Me doing this podcast and obviously the other things that I'm doing, I'm doing
it
for that. You know what I mean? Like, this is a whole new world. I am trying to be the proof in the pudding, so the people can see the journey and realize that it's not unattainable, that they can make whatever they want attainable. But it starts with communication, discussion, community, and grows from there. So obviously, besides, hot men with axes building stuff and your dog videos, what is fueling you right now? And where are you looking to take your business?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So what I've learned the last couple of years, specifically around my clients, like I really looked at who my client is. Like, my clients kind of shifted. And I realized that there's a couple, just give you some data points. I just went down this rabbit hole recently. So not only 9% of the United States of America, we're approximately 330 million people, 9% of the United States is an entrepreneur. So that's around 35 million people are just entrepreneurs. And I consider you an entrepreneur. That's what SBA Gov would consider you an entrepreneur. If you're a 1099, you have your own business, that's an entrepreneur. So only 9% of the United States is an entrepreneur. And then when you start dialing in the deeper numbers of that, only 5% of the 9%, so only 5% of the 35 million have ever made $1 million or more. I've made it twice in my career. So I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that, And so then when you dive down even deeper, you kind of have what I call two more sections. People that have only made they've not hit $100,000 a year yet as an entrepreneur. And then people that have crossed that line, 100 to 500,000. So those are my market now. I really realized that my market, my sweet spot, is people that have made, because the average female entrepreneurs only made $50,000 a year, believe it or not, by the data, which was really sad to me. I'm like, oh my God, we need to change that. Right. So that's my person, is women who they have a business, they've jump started, they've done something, but they want to make to six figures. Right. That's that first pillar, I believe, and then crossing that. So my market and who I focus on, I love working with female entrepreneurs. I'm not anti not working with men, but really female centric, helping women cross into the first six figures a year and then moving them to 500,000 a year. And they usually have a brilliant concept, but I help them with the systems and structures and then creating more content and getting more leads. And that's the difference between 100,000 to 500,000, because it is a different mindset. To get to your first 100,000 in a year, which is technically around $10,000 a month, there's a lot happening. There's a foundation. Once you hit that, you're like, oh my God, I can do it. Right? Yeah, you can do it. Now let's systematize. Let's use more systems and structures and adding AI and tools and doing more content and getting more leads and getting conversion. And now we have starting to have more of a team. That's where I thrive. And then of course, building out a mastermind to hit the 500 to 1 million, because it's a lot of fun when you hit 1 million. You're like, it's a ride, because things start to open up, but you have different problems at 1 million. And then you have different problems at 10 million, and you have different problems at 100 million. The problems never go away. They just change. So, right. It's just it's different, but it's a lot more fun. The problems at 1 million are a lot more fun than 100,000.
Right.
So it's a mindset. That's my focus now.
I was about to say that mindset of folks making that shift. One thing that I'm definitely, surrounding myself with all these very successful entrepreneurs and real estate investors and things like that, seeing their mindset of, oh, I 5 years ago, however many years ago, didn't even think that this was possible, that I could hit these numbers. But the problems that I'm having, those problems are just as difficult at
Sure.
50,000 as they are at 5 million, so to not be afraid to make that leap and keep going, because even though like you said, problems are just problems. You're always going to have problems. Just keep pivoting and
keep challenges.
Yeah.
I think, that's one thing. If anyone thinks that being an entrepreneur isn't full of challenges, you're wrong. I like to say that I'm not a big football fan, but I'm a Southern girl, so obviously I know football. Okay, I was born and raised with the football Friday nights kind of thing, and I always have this image when I tell new entrepreneurs that you have to be prepared to get hit. Right? You wouldn't be a football player without helmet and pads, and you wouldn't go out there and then get hit and then go, why'd you hit me? You're like, well, you're on the field. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's the same thing with entrepreneurship. It's just different between as you grow from Pee Wee football to junior high football to high school to NFL, right? As you go, the hits get different, but you'll always get hits. So if you've got $100 million company, a $5 million company, $1 million or 100,000, your team has to shift with you. right? And you have to learn to, what I call, get hit and protect yourself, different ways of protection, right? I've been there. I didn't know that I needed a lawyer on my team full time. Yeah. Okay. I didn't think that was, why would I never, when I first got someone sued me once, it freaked me out. I'm a bad person. Now it's like, okay, and that's interesting. Huh. Oh, all right. Yeah. People just do stupid stuff. I've had people go, I'm going to sue you. And I'm like, like, you don't have okay, well, here's my lawyer. And then they won't do anything, because there's nothing there. I think it's just part of entrepreneurship, because at the end of the day, when you are an entrepreneur, you're not covered by a big company. You don't work for Amazon and it's just you. So I think that's one of the things that entrepreneurship gets you tough. You have to be tough. Only 9% of the entire United States is an entrepreneur.
Right.
I was shocked to hear that.
It's pretty mind-blowing. And even
10 million Americans are women, by the way. Only 10 million women entrepreneurs. That's not a lot.
It's not a lot. And when you think of that small number, but then you think also out of that number over the next decade, how many, because the number of boomers that are actually entrepreneurs well exceeds the younger generation.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so right now we're in such the next decade, such a huge opportunity, which is another thing that I'm really trying to get people to understand and jump on.
Yeah.
Is the opportunity of business acquisitions that have surpassed that 5-year or 10-year new business hurdle, and they've established themselves as a viable business that's cash flowing, that's doing it. And now, our generation and the generations underneath us could come into those businesses and acquire them and do exactly what we're talking about today to raise the bar for those businesses and help scale them even that much further. So the amount of opportunities, 9% sounds small, 10 million sounds small in relation to 330, but that's still an enormous amount of opportunity that's out there for people to jump on and kind of hurdle those brand new entrepreneur, brand new business strifes that people struggle through when they are starting from grassroots type of thing.
And I think one thing I would say to people, because I have had people come to me who've been in corporate America for a long time, and they try to make the jump, and they think it's a lateral jump. I'm like, no, it's really not. It's very different. It's a different mindset completely to be an entrepreneur than corporate America.
For sure.
It's just a different pond. Legitimately, it's a different pond. But I think right now, more than ever with AI, now's the time to get in. I believe that. And this younger generation, I call it younger, I feel so old. The current generation, they're in their 20s. They don't see what we saw, like corporate America, and like do the whole ladder thing. They don't, like, that's not interesting to them at all. They really are more willing to jump in and take more risks than people who are older. That's just generally speaking, but it's really an opportunity to step into that right now. At least that's what I see. And the game has changed. I will say that. I just want to say this real quick. The game has changed, that the more high tech we go, the more high touch we desire. And people are, like I said, I was go back to this again. People buying community. People are interested in community because we're starting to segment, especially from COVID, that COVID time during 2020, that we are really looking for our people around the country, like who it's what I call interest based. It's not topic based anymore. We're looking for interest based. So we're looking for other people that are interested in what we're interested in, no matter what that is, just maybe dog businesses or, whatnot. It really is about interest business, what we're interested in, we are going towards.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Whoever are the people that create the villages, as you call the villages, they're the ones that are going to win. And when I did the data, I told you this in our private call, is that when I really got who my market is, my market's there's 10 million women in the United States of America. Okay. And I'm not saying that my market can't go beyond that, but it gave me a nice number. there's 10 million women that are kind of like my people, right? Or like my target market. And really I'm focused on attracting 1,000 of them. I mean, 1,000 people who are in a community, right? That's charge $100 a month is $100,000 a year. That's $1.2 million business.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot
Right.
to serve. And it would be my honor to serve 1,000 women, to support them in going from $100,000 to $500,000 a year, and then be making $1.2 million a year serving them.
And that doesn't require you to have a team of 100 people or big offices or have $1 million in your own pocket already to even make that jump, that leap with folks.
It would cost me my Go High Level account, which costs me $300 a year for my SaaS account, so $300 a year, and a Zoom account.
There you go.
That's my overhead minus my, of course, life, right? But that's my overhead for the business.
Right. So much opportunity.
And then that's where AI comes in. So using the power of different AIs to use AI agents to help me with the copy, to help me with the workflows. That's where AI comes in. But AI can't replace me serving those 1,000 women, right? AI can't replace me.
Right.
I help those women use AI in their business to support them, but it can't replace me.
For sure.
AI cannot replace visionaries. AI cannot replace leaders of communities and of villages. AI can't replace that. I don't care. It's not going to happen.
I love it. I think that this was super valuable. Thank you so much for spending some time today and sharing your brilliance with everybody who does take the time and listen to us. And hopefully they got a couple nuggets from our discussions today and some actionable items. I think that there definitely were more than a couple in there that they could implement immediately. Wrapping this up, tell people how they can follow you, where they can find you, all that.
Absolutely. So I'm definitely on all the social medias, but my main one is YouTube and Instagram under Heather Havenwood. You can also go to heatherhavenwood.com. And I am building out a community, so that is on its way. And I'll share with you guys that as well. If you follow me, you will see the new community being launched. Super excited about it.
Perfect. Everyone listening today, we appreciate you taking the time also. We hope that you pick one gem, one system, one little mindset shift, because transformation doesn't just come from knowing, it comes from doing. So that is it for us today. We'll see you next time on Invest in You.